Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kat. Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna try to work on the um, the ladybugs. I've got Frankie sitting here next to me. She wants to help. So anyhow, we're going to work on these bugs for a little while. As you can see, I'm getting some of it done. As you can see, I got all of these done, and looking for number 2. There we go. Yeah, I had to put my stuff in a little container there because a certain party kept trying to knock it off the table. So I finally ended up having to put it in a container where she'd leave them alone. But for some reason, she's wanting to be right up in my grill this morning or this afternoon. Don't ask me why, but she does. I'm using my ring light, so it's not quite so bright. Yeah, I woke up with a bit of a headache this morning, so, and then on top of that, my wrist was hurting. Well, not so much my wrist, my thumb. So, anyhow, so I thought we'd work on this for a little while and see if we can get quite a bit of progress done on this. And the sooner I can get it done, the quicker I can seal it, and then I can get it hung up. I hope you're in frame because I can't tell the angle of the camera is a little bit different. So I think you're in frame, but no guarantees. No guarantees. Well, my daughter just came in a few minutes ago and told me that Iran has bombed directly from Iran to Israel. So it looks like they're going into a war. And if that's the case, then guarantee you we'll probably end up fighting right alongside them. The warmongers and the war machine has basically finally got what they want. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of faith in Washington. Let's put it that way. They've been trying to push us into a war for years. Unfortunately, too many people are willing to do that. I would rather not, to be honest with you. I don't want to see anybody sending their children into a war. I don't care who they are. Whether it's Americans, Israelis, Ukraine, Russians, doesn't matter. We need to all learn to, somehow or another, we all need to figure out a way to get along with each other. But anyhow, yeah, I got a doctor's appointment on October the 8th. And so I'm going to do some errands while I'm out. I got to go to the post office and put a package in the mail to send to someone. And then I've got to, and then I want to go down and because we have early voting here in Georgia. So I want to go down and vote and get that out of my hair. I always vote early because I don't want to fight with all the crowds trying to get in there and vote on the last day, on election day. But anyhow, so yeah, that day, it's on a Tuesday, so that's going to be a busy day. So, and then I think we're also going to go down to Michael's because I need to get a little thing of yarn. Not yarn. Little thing of come on, can't think. Thread. Jeez, boy, it took me forever for that one. And anyhow, so I've got to get some thread, and then I've got to I got this cross stitch that. Would you get off my painting, please? I got this cross stitch I want to set up, and for Halloween, for October, which is October 1st is today. So come on. Yeah, she's busy bathing herself right here. I don't know what it is with her the last few days. She's been wanting to be right up in my grill the entire time. So I have no idea what her issue is here. Yeah, I missed a couple of ones, so I'm going to take them right out of the bag if I can. Yeah. All right, got that. Yeah. Oop, hang on. This is the reason why I don't like bags, because I always inevitably drop them. That's why I don't like working out of bags. But anyhow, let's see. What do we got here? How about A? Let's see. We got 6. There's an A. Yeah, I'm working on looks like a sunflower. And it has special shaped drills. Yeah. And that's what they look like. Okay, they're kind of a, they used to sell these things years ago, and it was made out of carnival glass. And that's what these things remind me of. And they're kind of a multicolored coating on it, I guess you could say. Anyhow, so they're kind of a blue and a purple and bunches of different colors. They're all, yeah. So anyway, I got the shakes a little bit this morning or today. I don't know why, but I do. Oh, come on. There we go. Excuse me. I'm having to kind of shove her out of the way. I've put her down I don't know how many times, and she's just not getting the message. Let's put it that way. So she's going to sit here right next to me and groom herself. Gotta get some more wax. There we go. Anyhow, so we're slowly getting there, little by little. I need a couple more of these. Are you able to see what I'm doing? Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, there we go. These things are hard to get to flip over. Frankie, I wish you'd go sit somewhere else. I really do. Love you to death, but jeez. All right, we got that part. But it looks pretty good so far. Let's see. Let's get number 7, maybe? Yeah, number 7. We got number 2, number 6, number 4, number 3. Eventually, I will find them. It's E, D, 7. There we go. Jeez. Have to dig all the way to the bottom. But anyway, so yeah, they got a little bit of static. I'll show you how I do this. To kind of give you an idea. It's all stuck to the thing, right? I gently breathe inside the bag, and boom, the static is gone. I learned that one from Natalia, who is her channel is Lovecraft Forever. She does diamond paintings. She does cross stitch. She does a little bit of everything, really, or at least I think she does. And so anyway, so she's the one that showed me that, and I said, oh, that's a good idea. So I've been using it ever since. You know, especially if I have to work out of bags. Yeah. Frankie, you are a nuisance. You know that? That's what you are. You're a nuisance. Yeah, I was watching Killy this morning. Watched her podcast and channel, whatever you want to call it. And she's doing some stuff too. You have to go over and check her out. Yeah, because she's really struggling, trying to get her channel to grow, and I hate to see her quit just to get discouraged. So take a run over there and subscribe to her, comment, that kind of stuff. Let's kind of help her out a little bit and get her channel growing, because she's been on here longer than I have, and she's just, I don't know, she's just not growing for some reason. So and Miss Linda, she's doing some coasters for an event that, let's see if I can remember who it is. um, Chaos, something Chaos. I can't remember. I can't remember it. I just blank. Anyhow, they're doing. Would you mind? Get off the painting. I don't need your butt on the painting. And anyway, she's doing. Well, my brain is just fried. I don't know what's going on here today. But anyway, it's something to do with Halloween. And, oh, I know what it is. Hocus Pocus. There we go. Finally. She's doing a theme with Hocus Pocus. And Miss Linda, she has coasters that are with the Sally and black and white. It's looks like a skeleton. I can't remember the name of that either. Boy, am I out of touch today or what? Anyhow, and so she's doing that. And I just got my hands full just wanting to try to finish some stuff that I've got already in the makes. I've got the train tracks, the autumn train tracks. I'm about halfway done, about 3/4 of the way done with that one. And then I've got Jesus' face. I'm working on him. And then I'm working on the orange fall mountain forest or forest mountain or something like that. Anyway, working on that. And then what else am I working on? I've got so many out there. I don't know what I'm working. Just doing a lot. And then I'm working on the ladybugs, of course. And then so I got my hands full right now. I don't think I can start anymore. You know, plus I'm working on the cross stitch. So anyhow, and Ava, she's got her theme is going, and it's something to do with geez. Right. Boy, I'm terrible this morning. I need a cup of coffee or something. Anyhow, she's got a thing going too, and I can't remember what she calls it, but it's to do with Halloween and pumpkins and you know that kind of thing. And so I think that's why I thought I'd start that new cross stitch. Well, it's not new. It was in my stash, and I haven't worked on it. So I figured I'd start it. It actually would fit in with Tita's too, because it's anything, you know, outrageous orange. Even though it's not a diamond painting, it is basically kind of Halloweeny, you might say. You know, so. No, I haven't given up on my colorful cat. I'm still working on that. Get over here. And In case you're wondering, this number 7 is kind of a lavender color. I know you probably can't tell. Not really. But, it's kind of like a lavender, pinkish purple color. So, at first I thought this was a sunflower, but it's not. Because of the color, I don't think it's a sunflower. But anyway, so I'll have to show you that that one I'm talking about, if I can find it again. I have a tendency to put things away so well that I forget what I did with them. Yeah, I was going to finish doing some more destashing, some de-kitting, and putting it in that little book that I showed you. I put the book away about a week or so ago, and now I can't find the darn thing. Like I said, I put stuff away so well that I end up forgetting what I did with them. Does anybody else do that? I know I do it all the time. You know, but I do. I stash it away. Where I'm gonna put it right here. That way I can find it, and then I can't find it. Par for the course for me. Yeah. I don't know what it is with Frankie here, but she just wants to be right up, with me. She won't let me out of her sight. I don't know what her issue is here lately. I started feeding her canned cat food because she wasn't gaining. She wasn't gaining the weight that she should. So I put her on giving her a can of cat food a day plus her dried, and she has been up in my grill ever since. And I can't leave the room. I can't go anywhere without her. She's well, here's a prime example. She's right here with me. And so I'll show you what I'm talking about if we can see her. There she is. Yeah, she's so black you can't really see her. No, but anyway, she's right there. Right? And so let me get back to what I was doing. All right, get off the painting. We don't need your help. I love you, but we don't need your help. Anyhow, so ever since I fed her some canned food, she just wants to be right up in my grill. And her sister is not much better. But luckily, I handed the half can of cat food to my daughter, and I took Lily out and fed her out in the living room. And now Lily just loves her like there is no tomorrow. And she says, all I did was feed her. And I said, well, that's all it takes. Straight from the stomach to the heart. But anyway, so I think we're done with the 7s. And so I know I'm just rambling. I'm not really saying much of anything on it. Just kind of off of my own little world here. But anyhow, let's see. Let's do some 4s. Yeah, I started using this green boat instead of the blue one the blue one, the little tabby thing broke, so I can't use that anymore. And then it's not for you. I tell you what, Frankie, you are just nosy. Yes, you are. You're nosy. Let me see. Where are we going at with this? Right there. Okay, and this is kind of a gold color. This is number 4. You see, I'm using a different pen today. I needed one a little bit lighter weight than what I've been using. So I went back to Old Faithful. This is one of my first pens that I got. And so anyway, so I had to put a hand brace on my hand and my thumb. And it does help, believe me. What it is this thing's got a gel pack. And I'm not sure what the gel pack does, but it's right on that joint. And that's where I have so much difficulty. You know. And I went to bed last night and it was just aching like crazy. And I got up this morning and it wasn't much better. So I got my trusty hand brace out, and I've got a heavier one. It's a lot heavier than this one, but I didn't think I needed that stout of one. So I just put this lightweight one on, and it works. It does the job. Yeah. I'm kind of backing away from you here because I got some, others, hanging here that I passed over. So I figured, well, I've got this color out. I figured I might as well go ahead and do them. Yeah, it's horrible what that hurricane did. Last time I looked, they said the death toll was up to 130 people. That's a lot of people. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I used to live in Florida, and we went through a lot of hurricanes. And the hardest part about hurricanes, is, you have the hurricanes and the high winds and whatnot along the coastline. But what a lot of people don't understand is that hurricane also spawns a lot of tornadoes. And if you live inland, right, chances of, because you're further away from the coast, chances are you're going to get tornadoes. And with a hurricane, you got some warning, okay? So you can make some preparations, or you can evacuate or whatever you want to do. All right? But with a tornado, it's entirely different. And I've lived through both. I've lived through tornadoes and I have lived through hurricanes, and they are no fun. One of the first hurricanes that I can remember, now this is way back, and I believe it was called Anne. Yeah, I think it was called Anne, Hurricane Anne. And that was way back when I was a kid. And I remember that's about as far back as I can remember, because I've been through a lot of them since. But that was a rough one. I think that's the one that, if I'm not mistaken, okay, I'm just trying to remember now, but I think that's the one that brushed the coast of Florida and headed straight for the coastline of Alabama, I think. And it did a number on Mobile. It just completely flattened Mobile, Alabama. I think that's the one. And that was a pretty bad one. And then I was in, where was I? We lived through, I was still down there in Ocala, and we went through Hurricane Andrew. And then my mother and I were up in Atlantic City visiting with my grandmother because she lived over there in New Jersey. And we were on our way back from visiting her, and we were headed towards Florida. And we stopped in Atlantic City to stay the night because of the hurricane blowing through. And I believe that was Hurricane Henry, I think, because it's been a while. And yeah, we actually stayed at the Taj Mahal, and I think that was owned by Trump at one time. You know, so anyhow, and so like I said, I've been through quite a few hurricanes. You know, and like I said, they are no fun. It all depends on the hurricane. You know. But yeah, Hurricane Henry, it blew up along the coast of New Jersey and heading towards New York, and we got more or less chased by it we ended up going to Atlantic City and staying the night in a hotel. And it was something else, let's put it that way. Alrighty, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, now that I've got most of it, if I missed a couple here. Number 3. Let me see. Here we go. It's only 3 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and dig them right out of the bag, if it'll let me. Yeah. There's one. Come on. There we go. There's 1. There's 2. And 3. There we go. I'm having to go back and check and make sure I got them all. Let's see. Yep. Where did I see it? Hold on. Thought I saw a 7. No, maybe not. Anyhow, so yeah, I'm an old Florida girl. I was born in California. I left there when I was about 3 or 4, something like that. No, I was 3. And then we moved to Georgia, to Fort Benning, Georgia. My dad was still in the military at that time. And then when my dad decided to retire from the military, we decided to move to Florida. And then we lived in Tampa for 25 years, something like that. We were there a long time, let's put it that way. And then we moved to Ocala, to the Silver Springs area, and I lived there, And from the time I was like 16 until I left, and I was in my late 30s when we left. So my daughter had been born there, and we lived there a long time, you know. And then we moved up here to Georgia because we could get land a lot cheaper here in Georgia than we could in Florida, and that's why we ended up coming here. Yeah. And like I was telling one of my subscribers that, yeah, I still got kinfolk down there. I got a brother in Fort Lauderdale. I got another brother in St. Petersburg. I've got a stepson who used to live in the Ocala Forest, but now him and his wife have moved to Alabama. And then I've got a granddaughter, two granddaughters that are still in the Ocala area. And a whole bunch, pass full of great grandchildren. So, anyhow, so like I said, I still got quite a bit of kinfolk down there. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed my daughter-in-law and my two granddaughters are working together, gathering up supplies to take to bring up here to Georgia uh, for the people that were hit so hardly. You know, they got hit real bad with the hurricane. Yeah. Yeah, so they're gathering up, a lot of supplies, a lot of donations and stuff like that. And they're coming from Florida. So that's a wonderful thing that they're doing. Yeah, so President Trump had visited, what was it? I think was it here somewhere here in Georgia. I can't remember what town it was. And Irwin, was it Irwin? Irwin, Georgia, that was hit so hard. And so him and his wife, Melania, they came and visited and toured the damage that had been done. So yeah, we have to pull together sometimes when we have these situations. Am I in the center? I hope. I think. Yeah. But we're getting there. It's about, I'd say it's maybe close to halfway done. The good thing is it's a partial, so this isn't going to take too long. So, I've run out of things to say. Can't think of anything else to talk about. If you're a praying person, I would ask that you pray for those that have been, caught in this horrible hurricane. and in the aftermath. Pray for the families that have lost loved ones, and pray for a quick recovery so that people can get back on their feet and get the power back on and all the other stuff. Also pray for Israel and the poor people in Israel. Also pray for those that are in Lebanon and whatnot, because they need prayers just like we do. Pray for peace. That's what I pray for. It's hard to believe that at one time that Iran and Israel used to be not best friends, but they got along. You know, they had a treaty between them, and they did okay. You know, and they were doing all right. And then all of a sudden, all right, the government of Iran was taken over by the Ayatollah, and that guy had such radical ideas, and he's infected all the people, you know, in his country, and they have to toe the line. And so they've had a couple of generations that have been taught to hate, and it's a sad thing. Get over there. And but yeah, I was listening to somebody who was like a historian, and he was talking about that, and I said, "Wow." See, I didn't know that, and I'm kind of a history buff anyway. But yeah, I didn't know that Iran and Israel actually got along at one time. You know, so. So hopefully, just pray that it doesn't escalate too much in the Middle East. You know, because I don't want to see anybody get hurt. You know. Yeah, my daughter, she already left to go to work. So. Yeah, we're getting there. It's a slow go, but we're getting there. I'm kind of working myself across the canvas here. You know, I'll get as far as I can, and then I'll get and move to another area that has the same color that it needs to be filled in. Yeah. Yeah, I guess Frankie's decided to finally lay down and go to sleep. But she's still right here. I don't know. She's something else. What is that? I don't know. Looks like a, I don't know, a piece of debris or something. I'm having a hard time getting it up. There we go. Got it. Little piece of trash. But we're getting there slowly. Yeah, I was lucky because this stuff doesn't have a whole lot of trash in it. Last time I did something similar to this. All right, it was just full. The drills were just full of trash. You know, I was having to pick out all the trash as I was going. You know, because they would have drills instead of being nice and round, they'd have little tails and stuff on them, and then we'd have little bitty pieces, you know, and so yeah, I did this one. It was like an Egyptian cat. It was really pretty, but it was all rhinestones. And that was one I'm telling you about. They had all the trash in it. It was unreal. Yeah. But we're slowly making some progress here. Before you know it, we'll have it up hanging on the wall. Uh, yeah, we're still having yucky weather. It's still overcast. It's still kind of rainy, you know. So okay. Yeah, I was watching Tubi. It's a free uh, streaming service. You know, you can watch movies and various different things. And I was watching this one. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it had, hang on, it had, it was called the Alaskan Triangle, I think it was called. And they were talking about a lot of paranormal stuff and, you know, things that they couldn't figure out what keeps causing planes to crash and, you know, all kinds, you know, various stuff, you know. And so I was watching that earlier. Something to watch. Yeah. I listen to, I know that sounds crazy, but I listen to this one podcast, and it's called Dixie Cryptid. And it's short stories of people that have, you know, sent in emails and sent in stories of encounters of Bigfoot. And I like listening to them. You know, a lot of people don't think they're real. Other people do. You know, it all depends on your circumstances and your experiences. I'm not going to say they don't exist. I'm not going to say they do. You know, and a lot of people have some interesting theories. Let's put it that way. So, usually I'm listening to a book or I'm listening to a podcast or something like that when I'm diamond painting. And so, got a lot of green here. That's what number 5 is. It's a green color. It's for the stems of the flowers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it looks good. I hope I'm not boring you to death. Yeah. The one thing I do miss about Florida, though, is the weather. I enjoyed the the weather. It was, but that was back when it wasn't quite so hot. But we used to spend the entire summer, you know, outdoors, you know, and doing things, going places, going fishing, going to the beach, you know, you name it. We were doing it. Yep, we'd all go down, we'd all get together and get on our bikes, our little motorcycles, and we'd all head over to the lake and hang out at the lake. So, yeah. Yeah, but I do miss the good old days. Um, because they were good days. They were had a lot of happy memories back then. And you got to remember, this is back. What I'm talking about is um, back when I was a young person, and this is back in the mid '70s. Yeah, '70s, '80s, '90s. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, we used to live right. Used to live practically right on the lake, you know, and that was Lake Lynn. And then down the road from us, a couple of miles down the road, was Four Lake, and that's when we used to hang out at Four Lake all the time. They had a they had a really good swimming place. They had campgrounds over there, and they had um, a good like a beach, you know, for swimming. It was nice. It was it's a little state park, you know. Yeah, you don't have too much of that up here in Georgia. I mean, you do, but you know, it's just not as nice as it was in Florida. Let's put it that way. Anyhow, I think we're gonna wrap this up because I'm running out of stuff to talk about, and and I'm getting where I need to go get something to drink because I'm getting thirsty. My throat is getting dry. Mm-mm-mm. So I think I'm gonna go get me a cup of iced tea. I think. Finish this one sector up, and then we are going to close this down. I think until we get to it tomorrow. And if I can find that cross stitch, I'll maybe come back on later and make another video and show you what I'm talking about in the aspect of doing a um, cross stitch for Halloween, or you know, for October. So alrighty, I think I'm gonna call it quits. Alright, let's put this away. Number 5. Because if I don't put it away right away, it'll end up on the floor and I'll lose these drills, because I have a carpet in my room instead of just a plain wood floor. And if it hits the carpet, they're done. I'm not going to sit there and try to pick them out of a carpet. No. All right, there we go. Got it done. Got it done. And you like my line keeper that I'm using? See that's a line keeper. It's for cross stitch, but it's good for holding that sheet back too. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm about I'm close to being halfway done. All right. Well, y'all have a good day. Have a good night. And maybe I'll try to get, ooh, goodness. Maybe I'll try to get back on here later and I'll show you that cross stitch kit that I decided to work on. And so, because I've got to kit that up too. But anyway, y'all have a good night. Have a good day. God bless you. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.